So, been looking for kind of the next thing to play, and I have a lot of games. I was going through my kind of collection of games that I've gotten, and I kind of forgot I had this. I actually had Alone in the Dark. I think it wasn't like the original. I think it was called Alone in the Dark Inferno. And I remember going through a house. That's probably... But it was like crumbling down. It's not very descriptive, but I very rarely played it because I got it when I was a kid. I don't remember liking it very much. But this is kind of the original survival horror game. I believe the original was a point-and-click game that came out mid-90s, before kind of Resident Evil and Silent Hill burst onto the scene. It didn't really get as popular as those games, but this is apparently a reimagining of the original game, not a remake. Almost like a remake. I think they would probably... Maybe the game is a bit too old to properly remake. And from the small clips I have seen of it, from what I can remember, it didn't look like a very intricate game where you can like walk around and stuff. Although I may not be remembering much, I have not played it. But they probably kept a lot of the same story beats, but everything else is probably different. Combat, characters, and whatever. Let's just jump into it. Resident Evil Requiem comes out helpful highlights. Oh, it's cool. I like this. Guidance. See, I'm the kind of person that just kind of wants to play the game. And like, I hate that the original Resident Evil... So I've played the Resident Evil remake, which was the one that was remade in like 2001 or something. The remastered version of that. And aside from all the kind of things that are out of its control, like the tanky controls, the fixed camera angles, like stuff like that, I'm not a huge... I mean, the camera angles don't really bother me, but like, it's mostly the controls. Really annoy me. The thing that annoys me the most is the fact that there's no way to know if you're doing the right thing or making tangible progress. There's no like quest log, there's no hints or waypoints or stuff like that. And I know if you were to put that into Resident Evil, it would kind of ruin some of the immersion. It would kind of ruin some of the suspense. Not that I think in today's sort of day and age that game is overly suspenseful. I think for the time, definitely. Nowadays it's like, nah. But because it's such a non-linear game, you can kind of... Obviously there's kind of a certain order to do things, but for the most part, there's a certain point in the game where you're kind of given free rein to go and explore the house and try and figure out where to go, what to do. I always found that, if done well, I think it can be a lot of fun. I don't mind exploration in video games, but there's kind of a threshold. I'm trying to explain this. But like, there's a certain point, and I guess it's kind of depending on how I feel about the game. If the game's really fun, or I'm like really deep into the story and engaged, then I probably won't mind as much. But for Resident Evil, there is no like real story, for being honest. It's just an excuse to like have this setting where you're wandering around this big mansion fighting zombies. But there's a certain point where I'm just like, okay, I've been wandering around for 20 minutes. I'm sick of it. I would like to progress now. I would like to move on to the next thing. I want to know where to go and what to do. I don't care about immersion. I feel like at that point, immersion kind of just breaks for me. You know, like if I get to a point, there's a lot of talking, but I just wanted to get this out there because I'm on a roll. There's a certain point where my frustration takes over the immersion. I'm just like, okay, like I've been doing this fucking wandering around, not knowing where to go, and that happened in the original Resident Evil, and that's why I stopped playing it, because I got to a point where the other thing was that I accidentally left all the Crimson Heads running around, and that just made the game infinitely harder. And the thing is, I wanted the shotgun, but I couldn't get the shotgun, and I was looking it up, and you needed like the old key or something like that, but I used all my old keys. And so I had to run around trying to figure out a way to get an old key or to progress the main story so I can get the shotgun, so I can kill the enemies that are tougher. And it just became too much of a headache. You know, like I felt like I put myself in a situation, and it's obviously partly my fault, but I put myself in that situation where I just either needed to reset the game or reload something, or I needed some magical door to open and be like, here's a flamethrower or something. Shotgun, grenade launcher, something to help me kind of make actual progress. So while I appreciate that they've put this in so that people can kind of get through that, and back in the day, not when I played the game, which was like first time like 2019, 2020, but back in like 2001, if you did get stuck, there was no way to like get help, right? Because internet's very new. There are game guides, but a lot of the times you'd have to buy external magazines or guides or stuff. So a lot of the time you would just get stuck. And to me, I don't really care a whole lot about immersion. That's like the biggest counter argument to like, oh, why don't you put a waypoint in? Oh, but it ruins the immersion. It breaks down that wall so that you don't feel like you're in the world. It's like, buddy, I know it's a video game. I'm not going to be so immersed into a video game that I forget that and I am entranced in the world. If that does happen, it's only for a very select few games that I've played. But that all being said, I will go with modern. I just like that that's an option, and Resident Evil had an option, or even just like a hint thing, where a character comes up to you and is like, oh, you know what you should do? You should go into this room and do this. And I hate when games make it almost impossibly hard to figure out what to do. I found that to be the case when I played Metal Gear Solid last year, the original one. There's just all these, and I appreciate it, don't get me wrong, but there's all these, it's just like Resident Evil 7's opening. Where was that set? Louisiana?
What's wrong with him?
He's possessed.
As in the devil?
Something like that.
It's Mr. Stranger Things.
He says a dark man is following him,
I don't know who she is,
watching
though.
him at all times.
I know David Harbour. His career really took off.
It's nonsense, of course. But I'd be
That's another thing. If you want immersion, don't put recognizable
If it runs in my
faces
family.
in your game. But if they didn't do this, people would
No.
probably not buy it.
Deteriorating melancholy. Practically every member of the
Because, you know, Alone in the Dark isn't like a big franchise like Resident Evil, Silent Hill. that have seen that kind of resurgence
Jeremy didn't
in the
kill
modern era.
Is that why he's at your setup?
Despite being convinced that he is truly possessed,
What time
he
is it,
decided to
like
put his last chips on Dr. Gray and his
World War II times?
psychoanalysis, figuring he might stumble upon
After,
some cure.
maybe? Before?
You mentioned the letter.
I should be listening to what they're saying, but I'm still
Received a
thinking about
disturbing letter from Jeremy accusing the
that,
staff and all the other patients of being
aspect of
involved in
games that I was talking
And
about.
now they are also him.
Could it be real? Or is it all just in his head?
It's a story he tells himself, Mr. Carnby. Anything to avoid the truth.
Which is?
That we're all terribly
know-
insignificant. That people mean so very little to one another. That there is no one out to
It
get
looks a
Jeremy
little
Carnby
weird.
because he isn't worth
It
killing.
looks like Resident Evil 7.
Here we are.
Like, not even to the aesthetic is almost perfect on Resident Evil 7. I mean, I know it's a game like Resident Evil, but like the setting and all the forestation,
Mr. Carnby.
it's like late
I want to make sure he's all right.
in the day.
And what's my part in this? You couldn't get a cab?
I just wouldn't feel safe going alone.
But the way I don't know if it's motion capture or if they've animated this themselves. It looks very stiff. It looks very weird.
Yeah. You think it'll actually come to that?
No.
Oh, it looks a little better now that they're
but you
actually
might
walking
need to move
around.
it around depending
Their
on
faces
how
are
available
also...
the staff
I don't know, I can't tell what it is.
What exactly are we gonna do when we
His
find
beard
Jeremy?
even looks weird. It looks like TV
I
static.
don't know. Let's just find him first.
So now I think I get to choose who to play as. Don't know anything about either one of these characters. Well, I want to play as David. That's yeah, very Resident Evil thing to do. I think Resident Evil 9 has you playing as two different characters. Because they announced that Leon was in it and that other girl's in it.
Hello?
Looks abandoned.
But I don't think it's a dual
There has to
story,
be
like
someone around.
you choose one or the other. I think you play as both of them throughout the whole story.
Wait here. I'll go around back.
Like a Revelations 2, like you swap between them. They probably won't do that like episodic format, but yeah. I do appreciate games like Resident Evil. There was this one game that There's this one game that I played called Phobia Saint Difna, something like that, Hotel. And it was very much like Resident Evil. It didn't give you a lot of hints. It didn't really... But the difference with that game, and I think why I liked it so much and why I was able to... I can move it. And why I was able to finish it was because I did like the story that was going on. And I was, I don't know, just really enjoying myself. And there were times where I was kind of wandering around aimlessly, but I didn't feel as...
Here.
That flashlight. Oh, I picked up the flashlight. Oh. What? That is so old. I love it. What does open mean? Kitchen garden key. The lighting's pretty good. It kind of looks like a really good PS4 game. I don't know a lot about game development and stuff like that. No more than the average person. I believe I read somewhere that it was made in Unreal Engine 5. Which, yeah, I'm not entirely sure what that means. That looks... Ooh, spooky. I assume this is for the key then. Yeah. They keep that aspect in, like old Resident Evil and Silent Hill was all about picking up clues and trying to fit those clues. I thought that was a person, isn't it? A statue. Trying to fit those clues into what? Finding keys, finding what doors fit those keys. That's something. Oh, it's a cat, I think. And that's kind of the appeal of it. I think when done well, I do enjoy these kinds of games. Can I not shoot it? Every game ever lets you do that. Like Resident Evil 2 Remake, I loved. That was a fantastic game. And the one I was talking about just before, Saint Difna Hotel, Dinfna, I can't remember exactly how to pronounce it. Something down there, but we can't reach it. This is like a nice big mansion. I don't know if this is a zombie game, actually. I don't know what kind of enemies we have here. Like, what separates Alone in the Dark? Because, like, Resident Evil is all about bioweapons and fighting off the undead. Is there an enemy here? Whereas Silent Hill was more psychological, and it was trying to tell a story about its characters. I've played a lot less Silent Hill. Oh, I got another key. Than Resident Evil. I do want to play Silent Hill F.
Huh? What?
What? What do you mean, huh? What? Oh, I like that detail. That the light doesn't just like go through you. Some games do that. It actually stays in front of you. I like the lighting. I like that it's on your shoulder, keeping your hands free. I think with Leon, it was on his gun, and like I'm thinking of Resident Evil 2. Leon and Claire. Find the front door and let Emily Hartwood inside. The game's obviously going to separate us, right? I mean, we're already separated. Maybe we get to the front door, she's not there. Could be.
Don't mind if I do.
Was that health? There's no way. That'd be really funny. Family
Every day
Bible.
your silence weighs a little heavier. It's been a difficult year for everyone, and many have lost all hope. I read in the papers about people suffering. Pictures of dust-covered landscapes without a drop of water. I wish I knew if you were still tending the earth, or if you had turned your back against us. I have started to look for help elsewhere. I pray you will tell me if I'm going down a path that you find disagreeable. With help from Baptiste and Charlotte, I've found comfort in the practice of the voodoo.
What?
I've long been skeptical of that Caribbean cult, but it's been of good use to me. It seems all harmless in my book. I say some words dreamt up by the Creoles, and I carry around a small pocket of gris-gris.
I don't know what
this
gris-gris
mentioned in the
is.
Bible, of course, but the French Quarter priestess tells me it's all connected. She says the Christian God is just one more perspective on the creator of things. That's what I like to think, but the other way around. That the spirits of her faith are just aspects of you, our Heavenly Father. I am so grateful for the words you gave Mr. Hartwood. We will sing your praises at St. John's Eve. The world will be blessed soon again. Only the sacrifices of the Old Testament compare to your demands. Let it be the truth. A mother of earth, wood, and dirt. a mother of 1,000 young.
Sacred sand, $1. Black cat oil, $1.50. Devil shoestrings, a quarter. That makes $2.75, madame.
What was that you were telling the doctor? A goat without horns. What does that mean?
Ah, you must have misheard me, madame. I said no such thing.
Please. I know I don't look like any of you, but I'm devout. I'm ready to do what it takes.
Do not be so eager to sacrifice the few things you have left, madame. Now please, leave my store.
A goat without horns.
What the fuck was that ending bit? So, has she written this on the back of a receipt? Is that what's happened? A goat without horns. I've heard that before. I think that has something to do with the devil or something. I'm not sure. All of that sounds like mumbo jumbo to me, but I'm sure it's very important and very... Ah. Okay. I hear footsteps. I mean... Another drink. We're in someone's house, aren't we? I feel like this is kind of pointless because if I go close enough to items, then it will show up automatically. And I feel like naturally I'll do that anyway. Just go up to items and search them. I'm getting a lot of ammo. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Just stealing these people's ammo. I kind of forgot what we're doing here. She said something about her uncle. This feels like it's interactable in some sort of manner. Oh, that's not creepy at all. Oh, it's open. Where's the front door? And what's with all the exposed brick? Part of me would love to live in a house like this that looks so old and very unique, but it's also like creepy. Alright, so we've got 3 places to go, I think. That must have been the noise that I heard. So the doors must... Okay, the doors kind of close on their own. It's a fucking puzzle.
Please do not touch the boiler. It is working after all. While the sabotage has caused a leak, only the decorative plate has been completely ruined. Let's wait for Mr. Chance to turn up and he can take a look at the leak. Mr. Waits.
Okay. I guess that's the decorative plate. So, he said it's broken? It kind of looks like small.
That doesn't look safe. There's something missing.
So I assume I can't go that way. I love this trope in games, like a little bit of steam. I could very easily crawl under that or just run through, like... I know steam's hot and stuff, but like... I don't know, I feel like you could deal with it. Alright. I do like how slow this game is so far. I kind of like the build up. Everything feels very chill, and that's a little unnerving. See, I can appreciate when a game takes its time. Sometimes I do like the lag near... What? Oh, is it a collectible? never been about the game. Completely accessible, forbidden knowledge, and sometimes even more. Forbidden knowledge. As long as I don't need it to understand the story.
I need the key.
From game to game. Ah. Okay. Yes, we need a key. That looks like a cellar, is it? Yeah. Well, that leads upstairs. I don't know where the front door is. I thought it would be here. Can I sprint in this game? Like, these games are so slow and methodical that sprinting in, like, any sort of game like this... What would you even call this genre? Kind of a... stuck-in mansion survival horror. What's that symbol? I don't know. But the games are so slow and methodical that you kind of have to make the main characters sprint really slowly. What is that noise? It does feel a little similar to Resident Evil 7 in that game. You did see signs of life. You saw Jack at the very beginning. But you were pretty quickly in the dark as well. Oh, have I got a map? Nice. Oh, and it says... So pink? That looks like pink. I think it's supposed to be red. It says explored. But blue is completed. What? So I guess if it's red... Okay, if it's red, it means that I've been in that room, but I haven't found everything in it. But blue is... I have found everything in it. And then obviously... Oh, they show you what's solvable. Ah. That's pretty neat, actually. Oh, I got a key.
Okay.
That's the other thing. If you play a game... Okay, doesn't work. Auto lighted animation. If you play a game like this, it is healing. I've got a lot of supplies. If you play a game like this,
Sunday, June 22nd.
and you go away for a while and you come back and you kind of forget what you're doing,
Care for the others, but I'm scared that he will do
they don't really
something
give you many
different.
clues on what you're doing.
Cassandra is upset that I didn't give her the latest shipment of pain medication that Waits brought from the post office yesterday. I would have given it to her, but the company didn't send a new key this time around, so the box is just sitting there on the desk. They must have figured we had plenty of their gimmicky keys by now. I only remember seeing one lately. Grace was playing with it inside the grand parlor. Unless it turns up by itself, it will have to wait. I have to figure out where Jeremy is.
Yeah, I remember she saying
Jack
something about
knows
Jeremy.
something. That dog of his found a strange rot permeating the house. She's showing us, he said. Like those blots and streaks of fetid rot was talking to him.
That doesn't sound good. Strange rot. I noticed as well some of the words are highlighted. Pain medication might be something inside the grand parlors where gimmicky keys. So there must be a key in the grand parlor. How do I get my map? Here we go. Still red. There must be something else. Oh yeah, that. I forgot about that. More upstairs? Hold over the map, okay. If I just press it, it takes me to an investigation. Oh, so actually... I mean, Resident Evil, you never like...
I need the key.
Library, okay. You're never like trying to solve a mystery, really. No, it's not blood. Oh, I know where we are. Front door is over here. I reckon she'll be gone. It's a nice place. We just gotta like solve what's going on here. Are there gonna be monsters?
The Great
That's
Depression.
another clue.
President Hoover raises tariffs on over 20,000 imported goods in an act to protect American labor. Following the collapse of the Wall Street stock market on October 24 last year, American industry has suffered greatly. Thousands of companies have gone bankrupt.
So this would have been
left
after
a
World War
large
One,
part
right?
of the American workforce unemployed. In an attempt to turn the tide, the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act has been signed by President Herbert Hoover. By regulating commerce with foreign countries, the government hopes to encourage the industries of the United States to compete with cheap foreign imports. Superstition on rise. New Orleans voodoo stores and spiritual mediums see increased profit during troubled times.
But how much
The market has
reading
faced
is
hard
there?
times
God
ever
damn.
since Black Thursday of last year. Voodoo doctors and snake charmers see significant rise in number of customers. With the coming eve of St. John on the 23rd, the police expect increased cult activity around Bayou St. John, the southern shore of Lake Pontchartrain. Voodoo rituals in that area on the eve of St. John have a long tradition reaching back to the first snake worshippers brought as slaves from West Africa. During the 19th century, its practice was popularized by the legendary Marie Laveau and has since been embraced by many of the Creoles and the surviving aristocracy of the French Quarter.
Okay. Too much reading. Stop doing that with the doors.